Entrepreneurs are disrupting businesses and industries across the globe. Approximately 63 million SMEs are generating employment for more than 100 million people in the country. What has enabled the success is access to funding and the constant push towards an entrepreneurial mindset by the government. Winning Pitch brought to you by Wadhwani Foundation. Our mission is to find the best startups, SMEs and MSMEs across the 4 zones of the country and provide them with the right support they need in order to scale and reach newer heights. Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. This year, presenting to you Winning Pitch, brought to you by Wadhwani Foundation, and only one of its kind reality TV program for entrepreneurs, where the most innovative entrepreneurs come and pitch to the biggest jury members and investors across the country. Tonight, kicking off part 1 of a special 5-part series where entrepreneurs from across the northern zone came and pitched to our jury members, who managed to impress them, who didn't, who walked away with an intention to funding. All of that coming up tonight, presenting the first 4 shortlisted contestants of 20. Take a look. To help us on our journey in the northern zone, we will be joined by India's biggest entrepreneurs, investors, newsmakers and game changers. Our first jury member is a world-renowned business leader, entrepreneur and philanthropist who was recently awarded the Padma Shri, none other than the founder and chairman of Wadhwani Foundation, Romesh Wadhwani. Our next jury member has helped pave the way in the creation of a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem in the country, Chairman of Indian Angel Network, Saurabh Srivastava. Our third jury member is a man who is always in search of the next big thing. He's the chairman of Clix Capital and founder of Genpact, Pramod Bhasin. Our next jury member is India's most famous investor who has no match when it comes to picking stocks and helping companies grow. He's a market veteran and the founder of MK Ventures, Madhu Kela. Our fifth jury member has bolstered the startup ecosystem by mentoring and guiding them to success. He's a founder and partner at 100x.vc, Sanjay Mehta. Our final jury member is a scientist and entrepreneur whose passion, grit and determination has helped him create one of the biggest thyroid testing companies in the world, creator and MD of Thyrocare, Velumani. To kick things off in the northern zone, Romesh Wadhwani gave an inspirational speech about what makes an entrepreneur unique and his advice for entrepreneurs on how to create a successful business.
Entrepreneurs have been called many things, but I'd like to say that entrepreneurs are really like magicians because they create value out of virtually nothing but an idea, some ambition, willingness to take risk, and the willingness to work around the clock. So if those are the ingredients and they're all pretty ephemeral, they're all pretty soft, and in the end you can create extraordinary value for customers, for employees, and for all your shareholders, then you've certainly been a magician in terms of creating value. So my entrepreneurial journey actually began at IIT Bombay, and why that's interesting is because technically it makes me a student entrepreneur. I then went to the US, got my master's and PhD at Carnegie Mellon, started my first company in computer systems for energy management in buildings. The interesting part of the story is that I needed $100,000 of capital to actually build the company, and no one would provide it. Now, in hindsight, that's not very surprising. I had no business experience. I had to go to 125 venture capital firms, get 124 rejections, till the last firm actually put in $100,000, and from that, I built a company that a few years later was acquired for about $10 million. And that was the start of my sort of financial rewards journey, if you can call it that. You will get a lot of rejection. You have to learn. It isn't enough to just say, okay, I'm not going to give up. That's noble, that's essential, but it's not enough. You really have to learn the reasons why people are rejecting whatever it is you have, whether it's your product, your idea, your business plan. And then from that learning, if you can get better and better, then ultimately success comes. And that was another 10-year journey. And since my position today is entirely the result of all the mistakes that I have made in the past, and having learned from them, in this particular company, the giant mistake that I made was not really understanding the market. I then realized that I was competing with 20 of the largest companies in the world, including GE and Hitachi and others. And the lesson I learned there was that there is no substitute for really gaining a deep understanding of your customer. And if I had done that first, I might still have done robotics, but I'd have done it a lot smarter, a lot more efficiently. And instead, I spent 100 hours a week for 10 years because, as a matter of honor, I was unwilling to step away from the company, having raised this capital from these very well-known investors. I came out of that experience one tough, well-informed entrepreneur. And then I thought, okay, do I want to do another startup or do I want to do a group of startups? So I started Symphony Technology Group, and over a 15-year period from roughly 2002 to roughly 2017, I built a total of 33 companies, which collectively have delivered about $12 billion or so in enterprise value, and there's still a substantial amount of value left in the group. The first lesson is that it all begins with the customer. It all ends with the customer. The most successful companies are the ones that have the deepest understanding of their customers. How they think, what they need, what value they will assign to your solutions, how differentiated they will think you are, what price they'll be willing to pay, the credibility signals that they'll be looking for, the people that they'll be looking for in your company. All this really starts with the customer. If you understand this, even though you'll make mistakes along the way, as I have again and again, you will learn much faster if you have this deep and intimate relationship with your customers. So if you put all of these different factors together, you're a magician, you're an entrepreneur, you're going to be a great success. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Wadhwani. Let's then dive right in and show you the first 4 companies that pitched to our jury tonight, starting with Neostencil India, an edtech startup in the test preparation segment. It aims to make quality education available, accessible and affordable for everyone across the country.
We are India's leading live learning platform for government exam preparation. So these government exams include the coveted exams like the IAS exam, IES exam, the GATE exam, as well as the state PCS exams. So these are the exam segments that are right there in our kitty right now, and we plan to expand further. So lack of access of quality education when it comes to the job test prep is haunting India right now. There is only one option for the students who want to access quality education. They have to relocate to these major coaching hubs, which is Delhi for civil services, IIT, for IIT there is Kota. All of them have to relocate to these centers if they want to have quality education. But 80% of them are those who do not relocate because of many criteria. Financial consideration is one of them. Second is many of them are already in the jobs and they cannot access offline classes while working. So the only option left for them is to either study on their own, for those who are working, or for those who cannot relocate because of the financial impacts, they either join subpar coaching centers in their hometowns, or either they give up their dream of becoming an officer. The solution is Neostencil, which is a live learning platform, like I said, which connects students with the best test prep institutes. We curate and onboard only the top institutes exclusively for these courses, the premier exam courses. So we only tie up with those institutes who have a long pedagogy, who have experience, 15, 20 years of experience in producing stellar results. We onboard them and we live stream their classes, as well as provide recorded classes for the students.
We'll just head over to the jury for your Q&A with him.
It's a very competitive space, and your competition, Unacademy,
Yes, sir.
has raised, tons of capital, like almost,
Right.
I think, 50, 60 million was their last round.
Right.
How do you see, yourself growing across with such a heavily funded competition?
So there's a difference between what Unacademy is doing and what we are doing. There's one basic difference. With Unacademy, everybody is a teacher. Like I said, every individual, for example, who wants to become a teacher can go and become a teacher. They do not curate teachers. So we are the ones who are curating teachers and providing a quality learning experience. We have had 8,000 plus paid students right now. Yes, they are heavily funded. They have a strong brand right now. They're investing in their marketing, and that is why we are here for. We've had that experience of 5 years. We have 8,000 plus paid students. Our average ticket size is 25,000, whereas their average ticket size is 3,000. So that is where we can make a dent, I guess, and that is why we are here for.
What is it that you do really well? What is it that you do really well so that others can't copy you? So what is your competitive advantage?
So what we do really well is replicating the real-time classroom experience. So we do not have teachers who are teaching on a presentation or in a studio. The teacher is teaching right there at the blackboard, and the entire class is sitting, and the student who's studying online is having that experience right there. So that is one thing that we do really well. We do not have technical glitches. 99.99% of the times, the live videos as well as the recorded videos are smooth.
But is this your technology, or are you just buying other people's technology to make it work? In which case, it could be replicated by somebody else.
So this is our in-house technology. Everything is in-house.
Thank you very much and all the very best to our first company. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. We're going to take a quick break. On that note, who are the shortlisted candidates when it comes to the Northern Zone of Winning Pitch, brought to you by Wadhwani Foundation? That's coming up in just a moment. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow Presents Winning Pitch, brought to you by Wadhwani Foundation. Tonight, showing you the first 4 of 20 shortlisted candidates from the Northern Zone. Take a look. The next startup, Planetabled, is making travel accessible, especially for the differently abled, curating experiences across the country to tourist hotspots.
We'll start with a bit of imagination today. So imagine you are at the world's famous sunrise point with your partner, but you can't see anything because you're blind. Imagine you are traveling solo in a new city, but you cannot communicate with everyone because you're deaf. Questions like these come to the mind of a person with disability when they think of traveling. Planetable wants to bring a paradigm shift in which people with disabilities travel and converting them into avid travelers and creating a platform for inclusive tourism alongside, focusing on SDG 10, removing the inequality that travel creates. We're the only company in the world who is mixing people with and with disabilities to travel together. I come from the 25% of the world population where both of my parents are persons with disabilities. This is a picture of them. My dad is blind and mother is a wheelchair user. So I just come with 35 years of experience handling people with various disabilities and making them travel together. We look forward to raise 2 crores, and the distribution of funds would be into business development, global expansion, technology, and leadership development, so that everyone has the freedom to travel whenever they want, wherever they want, with whomsoever they want, sans any disability, age, or impairment, because everything is for everyone. Thank you.
So I have a question for you, because obviously this puts it in a domain where only a few can avail of it, particularly
Yes.
countries like this. Have you considered also trying to tie up with crowdfunding sites that can actually fund the travelers?
I haven't tried crowdfunding, but I've always had a gift or tour opportunity on my website, wherein individuals or organization can gift a tour to someone who cannot afford to travel. But otherwise, it's more of a travel facility to offer travel with dignity, that people with disabilities can be paying customers.
You haven't told us anything about who's going to run this, how you're going to scale it, what are you going to do with it, where's the team, etc. I mean, it's a great idea, but what do we do with it after that? How will you make sure it makes money? How will it last? How will it sustain?
So I'll be very honest, in the early days, we didn't have the money to hire leadership. So of course, now we have hired the higher leadership, and the next year goes forward in building that leadership. Coming to scale, we need to invest in technology so that the whole process, right from the inception when the customer reaches out to us, till the time the whole travel process is complete, is automated. So that's where, the system trains itself over time, right from the assessment needs of a traveler till the time the travel solution is delivered to them and they have traveled with us. The whole cycle is facilitated by technology. Then only we can scale up.
If I have to offer you 2 crores right now, what will be the valuation?
Oh.
20 crores.
So are you offering 2 crores or are you just asking a question?
Okay, I'll talk to you after we have.
So that at least is the first indication, if I can call it that, of an intention to invest. All the very best to Neha. Our next company is Mundy Gate, an online portal and mobile app which acts as a marketplace for agricultural produce.
Mundy Gate is an online platform which is where the farmers can post their produce and buyer can review and show some interest. And Mundy Gate people at farm level, they ensure the quality checks, packaging, sorting, grading, and transship from their end to buyer's end. And this is being done by us for industrial buying. Like we are sourcing potato. In last 12 months, we are sourcing potato from farmers and selling to the chips makers. Haldiram is there, Bikano is there, and Hovis Food is there. Now we want to introduce ourselves into general trade.
If you can go to the jury for your questions.
What happens if you only focus on onion?
Sir, onion is having less margin, high volume commodity, but...
onion has the highest margin in some seasons, please.
If you are going to store it, but the issue would be the government body will not allow us to store in
Don't store. All over the country, there are different markets with the different prices, buying and selling. That is all business.
Yeah.
I'm just telling, why do you do multiple vegetables in one market? Why not you do one vegetable in entire country?
We have selected 2 commodity, potato and onion, because both are highly acceptable, having good penetration.
I advise onion and tomato are the most powerful commodities. You
That
pick
would
up
be
the
least
one
wastage.
which has less shelf life, because that is where more margin is there.
Thank you so much for that jury. Thank you so much.
Our final company in this episode is IoT Tech World Aviation, a drone manufacturing company that's focused on creating drones for the agricultural sector.
So we are bringing artificial intelligence and robotics in agriculture sector. So we are trying to solve the problem that is today faced in agriculture sector. So there is so many casualties happening because of the inhalation of the harmful chemicals, and then the pesticides are not sprayed properly. There is overdose of chemicals, more usage of water, and there are many more problems that agriculture sector is facing. And we are the only company which is DGCA approved. So this is the certification. So there are like AgriBot, so which is 10-liter spraying drone. There are 7 use cases. It can also be used for seed broadcasting, fish feed spraying, fumigation, pollination. So one of the main factors that our technology saves is the life of the farmers.
Our business model is to give services by a mobile app to all the farmers. So he can call by just clicking, standing on his farm. By this, we are trying to develop an ecosystem in which all the chemical manufacturers are involved, a big service providing team is involved, all the farmers are involved. So this is our business model.
So if we can go into the jury for your Q&A.
What is your current revenue this year, 1920?
Look, thing is, from 1st December 2018 to October 2019, there was a ban. Like we were in, you can say, we have given undertaking to Directorate General Civil Aviation that we will not sell any drone. Because new rules were evolving, it was actually banned to fly a drone, banned to spray by drone. So we got all those things figured out, and we got approval on this 30th October. So after that, we have developed 10 dealers, and we have sold almost 20 drones, and we have a pending order of 50 drones now. So this is just in 2 months.
What is the absolute number? What he's asking?
He's asking
exact number.
So last year you can say it was only 1 crore.
1 crore.
That's the point. Not the 1 crore sale. It could be a great idea and it could work. But for 1 crore sale, you are asking for 500 crore valuation.
Because that 1 crore does not include my service, my spray service. That is going to add now.
I'm saying this is where you stand today. Future is what will happen. But you stand today at 1 crore sale and whatever service revenue.
Sir, you look at the market that we are targeting. Agriculture is a very big market.
No, you can't get valuation because of the market size.
One thing I want to add, we are the only approved company in this country who can spray by drone.
Listen to what they're saying, just because there's a big market doesn't mean you can get it. But I just wanted to understand your model as such. Are your customers the farmers? Are they the corporates? And your revenues? I mean, are you a service provider? Are you selling drones? I mean, just to understand the totality of what is your overall model.
Sir, actually, we have both the models, right? So in India, if you'll see, there are big farmland holding and small land holding, right? For big farmer who can afford, they can purchase the drone. And for some small farmer, we are providing services because a drone of 10 lakh rupees plus GST is not affordable. But they need the services, right? Because of the precise spraying and all those things.
Thank you very much for that. Let's take a look at the score tally of the 4 contestants who pitched in this episode. Let's see which of them managed to impress our jury and investors. The green light on your screens signifying an intention to invest from our investors. The red showing that investors currently aren't interested in investing. Alright, that's all we could manage to pack in tonight, but much more coming up on the rest of the special 5-part series, including showing you who our shortlisted candidates are. Do stay tuned for that. For tonight, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching.
We've created finalists.
Coming up in the next episode, we'll show you the next 6 companies in line which pitched to our jury, who impressed the jury, who didn't, all of that in our next episode.
I don't understand why you're selling it.
We are looking for rupees 5 crore.
You might be surprised.